Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a class that's going to focus on mobility, or that ability to move and walk freely. Things that are really important in maintaining or improving our mobility is strength, balance, and flexibility. So that's what today's class is going to focus on. Some strength work, balance work, and lots of stretching. This is going to be a very gentle class, but I will give you some modifications if you would like to take it up a notch at some point. All you're going to need for today's class is a chair, nothing else. So go ahead and grab a chair and let's get started. So we always want to start working out thinking about our posture. We always want to have good posture to help minimize risk of injury. So bring your shoulders down and back. Don't hunch them up. Think about standing nice and tall. So like somebody's got a string and they're making you taller and pulling you up towards the ceiling. Pull that tummy in so your spine is nice and neutral all the way from the base of your head down to that tailbone. Don't arch your back or stick your stomach out. So standing nice and tall like this nice neutral position, we're going to go ahead and just tip our head forward. Nice gentle stretch of that neck. And then bring your ear over to your right shoulder. Back to center. And then over to that left shoulder. Really going to focus on just stretching out some of those areas that sometimes get achy and sore. I know I hold a lot of tension in my neck and my shoulders, my upper back. Drop that head forward. Back over to that right shoulder again. Last time forward. And then over to that left side. Wonderful. Bring that head back up into neutral and then just turn and look over your right shoulder. Turn as far as is comfortable for you. Anytime you're doing stretching, let's turn in the other direction. You may feel a little uncomfortable, but it shouldn't feel painful. Stretching definitely stretches those muscles, which is great, but you don't want to feel any kind of sharp pain or anything. And back to center. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and do some shoulder rolls. So just roll those shoulders forward, up, and back from the side. It's going to look like this. Keep that head nice and tall. Don't hunch forward. And just roll those shoulders down and back. Just in a big circle motion. Oh, I already feel that in my shoulders. Let's do that 3 more times. 2. And there's our last one. Now let's reverse those circles and roll those shoulders forward. So from the side, I'm just circling my shoulders forward, down. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and there's our last one. Wonderful. Now we're going to do some big fan arms. So just watch me. I'm going to slightly bend my knees, bring my arms down in front, pull them up and over, and then bring them out to the side. Nice big fan. Really pressing your hands back so you're opening up that chest. We're going to do 3 of those. Here we go. There's 1. Bend your knees as much as works for you. 2, if you need to stand upright, that's fine. Here's 3. And on this one, keep your right hand up. Drop that left hand down your side and just reach over the top of your head. Try not to have your arm in front of you. Have it right over your head. This is giving you a nice stretch all the way down this side body. This can really help if you deal with back pain. Take some deep breaths. Wonderful. Back up to center. We're going to do 3 more and then we'll stretch that other side. So it's 1, 2. Can you bend your knees a little bit more this time maybe? There's 3. Reach that other arm overhead, other arm down the side. Great, let's go ahead and stand back up nice and tall. We're going to do some arm exercises, and if you want to do a little bit of a balance challenge, you can take one foot and lift it off the ground. Or you can just maybe just have your toes of your foot on the ground, or you can stay flat-footed. You decide what works for you. I want you to bring your arms out into goal posts. So they're right out here to the side. Press those arms back. Always think about pressing those elbows back. That's engaging those upper back muscles. And then we're just going to raise our arms up as high as you feel comfortable, and then back down nice and slow, like you're making a W. Up and over and back down. We're going to go ahead and do that 8 times. And again, if you want to put your balance on your toes or balance just on one foot, you go ahead and do that now. Here we go. That's 1, 2, nice and slow. Really focus on pressing those elbows back. Here's 3. Yep, I'm getting a little wobbly. 4. You could also just tap your foot down and raise it up as you raise those arms up. Here's 6. And 7. Standing on one foot just challenges all those little balance muscles in your feet. And there's 8. Fantastic job. We're going to go ahead and switch sides with those feet, and we're going to do an exercise with our arms where we sweep our arms out in front of us, and then we're going to sweep them back, opening up that chest. Really pretend like you're running your fingers through molasses, so you have lots of resistance going both directions. All right, keep those arms up to the sides the whole time. We're going to do 8 of them. Here we go. Here's 1. Open up that chest. And 2. There's 3. Remember to stand nice and tall. Keep that head right over your shoulders, your ears right over your shoulders right over your hips. Here's 5. 6. And 7. Oh, I'm going to fall over. And there's our last one. Oh, fantastic job. Let's go ahead, grab your arm and pull it across your chest and pull it in with your other arm. Oh, it's a delightful stretch for that shoulder. Take some deep breaths down into that belly. If it feels good for you, you could rotate your hand a little bit. It just kind of shifts how that stretch feels in your shoulder. Find what feels good to you. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and stretch that other side. Oh, that one always feels a little more tight than the other one. Wonderful. Bring your hands together. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. Just stretch them out in front of you, like someone's got a hold of your hands and they're just pulling them. It's a nice stretch for your upper back. Reach, reach, reach with those hands. Wonderful. We're going to move on to our legs now, and this is where you might want to have a chair nearby. If you feel comfortable, you could just put your fingers lightly on it, just like a touch rather than hanging onto it. If you feel comfortable not using it at all, you don't need to, but you could just have it here if you'd like to. We're going to start out with calf raises. So all you're going to do is come up onto those toes and back down. Up onto those toes and down. If you want a little extra challenge, you can bring your arms up over your head and back down as you bring those, raise those heels along at the same time. So you're just going to come up onto those. So you're just come up onto those toes and back down. If you want a little extra challenge, you could raise your arms at the same time as you raise those heels. If you want, again, go ahead and keep your hand on the back of that chair for some balance. Try not to hang on to it, but if you need to, listen to your body. You do what works for you. We're going to go ahead and do 10 of these. Here we go. It's 1, 2. Remember to keep that tummy drawn in. Here's 4. Come as high as you can on those toes. There's 5, 6, 7. That's 8. Great work. Here's 9. And there's our last one. Ooh, I don't know if you feel that in your calves. I sure do. I'm going to hang on to the back of my chair right now, and I'm just going to bring one leg back out behind me, leaning forward, just to feel that nice stretch in your calf. These lower leg muscles are really important for our balance. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Wonderful job. We're going to go ahead and move on to doing some lunges. So you have a couple of options when we do these lunges. You can put your hands in prayer position. You're going to spread those feet nice and wide, and then we're going to lunge to one side for a nice inner thigh stretch and also some workout for this leg, for this quad. You're going to stick your fanny out behind you. Your chest is proud. You're not hunching forward, coming down as low as is comfortable for you. Your other option is to stand tall and step out into that lunge and back up. So that's your other option. Otherwise, just keep those feet planted and lunge down into that position. We're going to go ahead and do 8 of them. All right. You decide whether or not you want to keep your legs spread or whether you want to step out there. This is going to be a little more challenging to step out there. Here we go for 8. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, halfway there. Great job. Last 7. And And here's 8. I want you to hold this down here. Put your hands on that knee. You're going to feel that nice stretch on that inner thigh. And you're holding this leg in this position right here. Really working that leg, supporting you. Let's count to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come up. Whew. Just for an example, on this side, I'm just going to keep my legs spread and I'm going to hinge over this direction. All right, let's go ahead and do 8 of them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Come as low as that knee will let you. 5, 6, 7. Here's 8. Same thing. Put those hands on that thigh and just stay in this lunge position. This is just such a fabulous stretch for that inner thigh. Let's count to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. The next thing we're going to do is called high knees. So we're going to again stand nice and tall. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see me. If you need to hang onto your chair for this, that's completely fine. Otherwise, you're just going to be standing tall. Pull that tummy in, and you're just going to lift that leg out in front of you and slowly set it back down. We'll do 8 on each side. And again, you want to hang onto that chair, do. But the goal is to do this nice and slow, both direction, working our abdominals and working those legs as you're raising and lowering them. If you want a next level up, bring that leg up, kick that foot out, bring it back in and down. That's really going to be working that quad muscle in your leg right there. All right, ready? Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3. This is challenging our balance as well as working our core and our legs. We're halfway there. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You could put your arms out if that helps you balance a little bit. And there's our last one. Oh, wonderful, wonderful job. Last thing we're going to do before we do some more stretching is what's called a wide second position plie. I'm going to bring my feet out so that they're a little bit wider than shoulder width, just a nice step out each direction. My feet are pointed out to the corners of my room. They're not all the way out, so you're uncomfortable, but they're not facing forward. They're about halfway in between. I'm going to keep my body upright, and I'm just going to come down like I've got my back against a wall. I'm sliding up and down that wall, staying in that plie position, keeping my knees pressed back. So they should kind of track right where your feet are. They shouldn't come forward. Really think about pressing them back. That really engages those glute muscles in your fanny. We're going to do 8 of these. You decide how many you want to do and how many or and how far down you want to come. I'll turn sideways so you can see that a plie is coming up and down. We're not doing a squat like this. So think about keeping that tushy tucked under. Let's go 8 of these. Whenever you're ready, and again, you come down as deep as you feel like coming. There's 1, 2, 3. Leg strength is so important for our mobility. There's 4, 5, nice and slow. 6, there's 7, and 8. Oh, fantastic work, my friends. Now we're going to do some well-deserved stretching. You can either do these seated or you can do these standing. So I'm going to start by stretching my hips, or we're going to start by stretching our hips. You can take your ankle and cross your knee and press that knee down, standing up like this. Or if that doesn't feel comfortable, go ahead and sit in your chair and cross that ankle over that knee. Press down on that knee and lean forward. You should really feel that stretch in that outer hip, that outer glute area. Again, focus on taking nice deep breaths down into your belly. Oh, those are so good for us. Go ahead and sit up. Now we're going to stretch this quad of that same leg. If you want to do this seated, here's how I would do it. I would turn sideways, hanging onto the back of the chair, and bring this leg back, using your toes to kind of pull that knee back. Sitting upright, you should feel a nice stretch in that quad, hanging onto your chair. If you have a chair that's open underneath, you might be able to do it that way, but I've got a bar underneath there, so I can't. So I'm going to sit this direction. And again, you can kind of use your toes to pull that back so that you get that nice stretch in your quad muscle. Keeping that body nice and upright. This is not only stretching your quad, but it's also stretching your hip flexor, which is really, really important. Great work. Let's go ahead and stretch that quad on the other side. Again, hanging on to the back of that chair. Drop that leg down. Use your toes to pull that back to it's a nice, comfortable stretch of that quad for you. You can also do this standing up. I'll just show you that very quickly so that you can see it. You're just going to grab that ankle, pull that foot back towards your fanny. Trying to keep those knees close to each other. It's easy to kind of let that leg go out to the side. You want to try and keep that knee down by the other one if all possible. All right, then the last thing we'll do is stretch that other hip. Again, you can do this standing or sitting in your chair. Just sitting upright, press down on that knee. You immediately will feel that hip. And then just hinge forward as much as feels comfortable for you. Boy, I feel that one right away. If you are really enjoying this stretching and would like to do more of it, I will put a link up to another stretching class up in the corner of this video. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for this class. If you enjoyed it, I would love it if you would leave me a comment and give this class a thumbs up. And if you can think of somebody else in your life that might find this class helpful for them, I would sure appreciate it if you would share it with them. Thank you again for joining me and have a wonderful rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you at another class soon.